Hello peoples of the internet, I'm Mo, and I am here today with a TBR video. I am going to be participating in the underrated books readathon, which is being hosted over at the channel Ramblings of an Elfpire, which I will link down below, and I will also link the announcement video there for anyone else who would like to check that out and maybe join in. I've never done a readathon before, but I've really wanted to, and this seemed like it would be a good one to get in on. I have a number of underrated books in my TBR already, so I'm going to be talking about what some of those are, and hopefully picking some of them up for the readathon, which is from the 27th until the 4th, so it starts on Saturday. Hopefully I will be getting some books done during that time. I have 6 to share with you today. I do not expect to get that many done, probably 2 or 3, but I'm a bit of a mood reader, so I wanted to pick some different ones so that when I finish one I can kind of have a choice of what to read next instead of having it all planned out for me. So without further ado, let's get into the books that I am looking at reading for the readathon. The first of them is Free Wrench. This is a steampunk novel about a girl who goes on a quest to find the cure for this disease that some of her family members are suffering from, I believe. Don't know much about it other than that, but it has some pretty good ratings and reviews on Goodreads, so hopefully I end up enjoying it. The next is 9 Goblins, and this is a short fantasy sort of comic novel about this party of goblins who are warriors and they get trapped behind enemy lines during a war. Don't really know much else about it than that, but it's only 150 pages. Sounds interesting, so hopefully I'll be able to get through that one. The next one I have is A Borrowed Man by Jean Wolfe. I think I've heard this one mentioned on maybe 1 or 2 people's channels on BookTube. It's fairly new, but it is about a man who is a clone of a famous mystery author, and he lives at the library as reference material, and people can come and interview him, and this person comes and checks him out to help solve a mystery. So that sounds like it should be interesting. It's an interesting premise, at least. The next one I have is The Sail Weaver. This is a fantasy novel, maybe sort of science fantasy, about a person who weaves magical sails for these ships so that they can sail out into outer space. So I don't know much else about it other than that, but I think there might be some political, military stuff going on as well. After that, I have Kingdom Lights. This is a middle grade novel that sounds somewhere between fantasy and steampunk. I think it's sort of steampunk setting, but there's magic, and I don't know much about it other than that, except that I think that the cities float, which, is awesome. And lastly, I have Incredible Adventures by Algernon Blackwood. This is a collection of short stories, which I think is maybe a little longer than some of these other ones, so I don't know if I'll be getting through it. But Algernon Blackwood was a weird fiction writer, I think around the same time as H.P. Lovecraft, so early 1900s, maybe a little before that. I read one of his novellas end of last year, and I really enjoyed it. He's got this beautiful style for writing prose, so maybe I'll be getting through that one. We will see. But those are my picks for the underrated readathon. We'll see which ones I actually end up reading. If you guys are participating, let me know and leave me a link to your TBR video so I can come see what you're reading. Otherwise, if you have any recommendations for books that you feel like are underrated, feel free to share those down below as well, and I will be seeing you guys next time.